Hello there, my name is Nate Jackson, the Eclipser. Welcome to the second and final part in our Raymond Bernard-apalooza. What a quick one this was. Although the movie wasn't quick. This is part 2 of Eclipse Series 4, Raymond Bernard's adaptation of Victor Hugo's Les Miserables. Or Les Miserables, or however you wish to pronounce it. 1934, 280 minutes, or 279 minutes if you split it up, or if you're... Part 1 is, well, okay. 280 minutes, black and white, French, some aspect ratio, because, again, Azusa. The movie was split up into 3 separate movies that were apparently shown one after the other. One movie premiered one week, then next week part 2 aired, and then part 3 is sort of a serial, which was kind of neat. Part 1 was 109 minutes. Part 2 and 3 are about both 85 minutes or so, 87 minutes or so. Yeah, so this is the adaptation of one of the greatest novels of all time, and I've never read the book. I've been wanting to for a long time, and if it's anything, I'm not sure. I mean, it definitely, obviously, there are a lot of differences between novel and book. Novel and movie, obviously, there are always differences. Nothing's a very, very straightforward adaptation, but I'm really pumped on reading it, now, because this is a really great movie. Or great movies, however you want to think of it. And yeah, so anyway, I could be here forever summarizing the plot, so I won't do that. And I'm sure a lot of people know the story of Les Mis, but just to give you a little bit of it, the story focuses on a convict or an ex-con named Jean Valjean who is running from the sheriff, this police officer, Javert, I think is his name, Javert, who wants to, throw Valjean back into the clink, and he ends up adopting this young girl, Cosette, who is the daughter of a woman who worked in Valjean's factory. When he later becomes the owner of a factory, and she works there. Fantine is her name, and so he takes responsibility of her and looks after her. He takes her from these really wicked step parents, the Thénardiers, and eventually Cosette grows up and falls in love with a man named Marius, and that's basically all that's the gist of it. And so there's way more, but this was so good that, again, the rest of it, you have to check this one out. This was a really, really good film. At first I thought, the length was daunting, but in all honesty, this was, it was actually pretty sick. I have to admit, it was enjoyable. And I don't have much else to say. I think Les Mis speaks for itself, So, again, it's one of those movies that if you've seen it, you know how good it is. If you've read the book, you know how good it is. But if you've read the book and haven't seen the movie, this is probably the greatest adaptation. I've read a lot of people think, this is one of the best adaptations. Definitely one of the most faithful adaptations, mostly due to its length. A lot of the other adaptations are quite shorter, and because of that, obviously significant edits have to be made. And I feel like a lot of, and ever since the success of the musical, I feel like a lot of the most recent film adaptation, and definitely a lot of them take from the musical, and I feel like that's a little distracting from the main subject. So if you're looking for a really good adaptation of the film, this is the one. Of the movie, of the book. I'm pretty sure this is the one you're going to want to see. I'm actually interested in seeing more adaptations, especially the 1937 radio adaptation of that Orson Welles started. I'd love to hear that. I'll see if I can find that out sometime soon and add that to my collection. But anyway, outside of that, nothing else to say. Les Mis gets an A. Really, really good stuff. It's long, but if you serialize it, it's enjoyable. It's definitely maybe a little more enjoyable if you serialize it. If you just can't get enough, just grab some popcorn and just sit back. And if you got close to 6 hours to kill, here you go. Here's your movie. Anyway, yeah. So Les Mis, Raymond Bernard. What do I say about Ray Bernard? I mean, I've only seen, this is only 2 of his movies. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to, want to have some kind of opinion, but I guess, great storyteller. He's a great storyteller. How about that? Wood Crosses told a great story. His adaptation of Les Miserables tells a great story. And that's it. That's all I got. Raymond Bernard, great storyteller. That's my opinion of the director. You don't give me much to work with, Eclipse. So anyway, yeah, so Les Mis, A. And that's it for me. Thank you for watching. And we've got one more this season. We've got one more series, the Samuel Fuller, the first films of Samuel Fuller series, which we will get to sometime probably in about a week or so. Probably toward the end of March, tail end of March, beginning of April. We'll get to that. We'll get to that series, and we'll have, I think there's 3 films. There's The Baron of Arizona, Steel Helmet, and I Shot Jesse James, I think, are the 3 films. And then that'll be it for this season until next year, later this year, when we get into the technically season 2 of the Eclipse series. Although we might be doing some this summer. I'm not sure yet. I have to talk to Criterion 8 about that, trying to figure out our schedules and see what's going on. So anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next week for the first films of Samuel Fuller. And until then, goodbye.